Hey everybody, it's Lornel. So there's Fred. He's all bubbly and looking wonderful, and there's Barney the discard. So I fed him last night, and he's been bubbling and active. He peaked in the middle of the night, and as you know, I don't bake at peak. I bake when I wake up in the morning. I make the dough anyway. So I'm going to use a double batch here. So I'm putting in 700 grams of room temperature filtered water. And then I'm going to add, I usually go anywhere from 120 to 150 grams of starter in my climate, in my kitchen. So you can actually experiment with that and try it. If you're a newbie to sourdough, supposedly using less starter is easier for you to manage until you get the feel of the dough. So in this instance today, don't I look lovely? I'm so grumpy and grinchy in the morning when I look like shit. So I'm just mixing with my Dutch whisk here until it gets milky and frothy. But like I said, you experiment. I used about 150 grams of starter today. So that's how it's supposed to look. Frothy, milky consistency. If there's little bits of sourdough still floating around in there, the starter, not a big deal. There's Tom. He's making homemade soup beside me. He's making chicken noodle soup, so he's just straining it there. And me, I'm dinking around with the starter, the scale. Okay, so now I'm gonna add 1,000 grams of unbleached bread flour and use my Dutch whisk to mix that up. But before I usually start whisking, I add the salt. So get yourself some pink Himalayan fine salt and add it when the flour is sitting on top of the water. I don't like adding the salt after I've already mixed it up. So I had forgot to add the salt, but usually I add it when this flour is sitting on top of the water and still dry and hasn't been mixed at all. And then I mix it in all together. So for a double batch, I use 20 grams of pink Himalayan sea salt and fine. I don't use coarse, of course. Of course. I said coarse, of course. I'm so funny. Okay. So mix till there's no dry bits. You see how shaggy it is? That's kind of what you want. Especially for you beginners. You don't want it too hydrated, especially in the humidity. But you see you get this nice shaggy mass. It doesn't look smooth. It doesn't look like a nice, smooth dough. It's shaggy. And I'm just making sure that there's no dry bits at the bottom there with my bowl scraper. So there you have it. That's how it looks. I'm going to cover it now with a disposable shower cap. There it is. They don't fit very well, so I have to be very careful. And now I'm ready for my stretch and fold, the first round. You turn your bowl after each stretch and fold and try and get all 4 quarters of the dough ball. I reach underneath, pull from underneath and over. And I don't stretch it till it is way, way up in the air and break it, because I just don't think tearing the dough is a good idea. So I just lift it up until it resists and then I fold it over. And this is just the first round. I usually go until it starts pulling away from the bowl easy and isn't sticking. And then I'll cover it again for another 30 minutes and come back and do some coil folds. Okay, so now I'm doing the coil folds. I lift in the center and then flop it over, turn it, and then I start. See, mine, I use a quite a thick dough compared to a lot of the mentors on TikTok. But you can see it's already starting to stretch a little more too. And remember, guys, I'm in my jammies. I don't have, I'm not dressed up here. Yeah, so it's such a nice, soft, not sticky dough. I really, really am happy with it. The feel of this batch. I could see that the bubbles were already starting to show themselves even in this second round of stretch and folds. Some people need to do, 4 rounds of stretch and folds or coil folds. I always find that my recipe and my starter, my dough, everything about my baking, I only need 3 rounds of stretch and folds. And then I feel that it's nice and fluffy and smooth and already starting to bubble and not very sticky. So there you go. See the difference from the shaggy mass that I went in there and let it rest for an hour? All right, I got gussied up. Sort of. I look like a female Willie Nelson. And then see how it's stretching now after sitting for another 30 minutes. And then it firms up again, right? So I'm just going to do this until the end of this round, and then I'm going to let it bulk ferment. 3 seems to be perfect. Tom's yapping at me. He's still talking. I'm recording away, and he doesn't even notice, doesn't care. So I apologize. You'll hear. I'm going to leave the original sound in because I think it's funny. Yeah. So that's all I do. And then I'm going to fold it over and make a nice smooth top to the ball and cover it and let it bulk ferment. Now, don't forget, as soon as you have all your ingredients mixed together, it starts the bulk fermentation process. So it's already building gluten and doing what it's supposed to do. And the longer that it sits, the more of the gluten it will eat.
So Tom has no clue when I'm recording. I mean, the camera's right in front of me. I'm standing here. He comes up beside me. He's yapping away. He has no clue. So he set up a humidifier for when we're leaving. I know I kind of giving off ugly vibes here, but you know, what is it? What am I gonna do? I'm tired. I haven't been sleeping, you guys. But anyways, he set up a humidifier for us, a dehumidifier for when we're away. And that's what he was yapping about. So there it is. Because this place, it is like 100% humidity. It was when he set it up. But anyway, so the bread is now bulk fermenting. And I did 3 rounds of stretch and folds and coil folds. So 1 round of stretch and folds and 2 rounds of coil folds. And what I'll be looking for is, and it's already starting to do it, a nice dome to the, I don't know if you can tell, and the bubbles on the surface. So this is already getting the nice bubbles, so it should bulk ferment very well today. I've got the wood stove going, and it'll burn a nice slow burn all day and keep it nice and warm in here for the bread. Tom, in the meanwhile, has made us some homemade chicken soup. We bought chicken from the guy down the street that we get our eggs from. And Tom pre-ordered it, and the guy's like, oh, we feed our chickens moringa and garlic and all these other grains and whole grains and this and that, and they're free range, and our chickens are really good for you because moringa is cancer fighting property to it. So that's why Tom was like, oh, we should buy one of his chickens. So we order the chicken, and he tells us it's in or whatever, and we go and get it. And not only did he charge us $6 a pound, but he charged us for packaging on top of it. So it ended up being about, well, it was a $60 chicken. $60 for a chicken. Good job, Tom. But anyways, and then he took it out because he had his brother and sister-in-law for dinner last night. And so he took it out and he left it in the fridge in the garage. And of course, it like 2 days before, it was rock hard freaking frozen still. So he put it into the oven frozen at about 2 o'clock and cooked the shit out of it. And so he overcooked it. I turned it up to 400 degrees for the last half hour and it was just cooked as shit. So, I mean, we ate it, but it was, I said, that was a tough old bird that you paid $60 for. She was probably 10 years old. Anywho, oh, I said it again. I hate that. Anyways, so I'm making bread for the chicken soup tonight and one more loaf to take home to some lucky family member when we get home. And he went to chop wood and cut firewood for his brother with his uncle, who happens to be Uncle Tom, and his cousins. So that will be a nice day for him. And meanwhile, I'm here doing whatever the fuck I want, which I love, as you all know. So I'm gonna make some more bagels right now. But the soup is bland. Like, he's all about flavor, but I don't know, he doesn't like using too much salt because his parents had heart issues and whatnot, so he's not a real salt person. So after he left, he was sitting out in the car doing something, I don't know what, and I started adding spices. I went up online and said, when your soup is bland, chicken noodle soup, what do you add? And it said, of course, sage, thyme, bay leaves, parsley, celery salt, sage, thyme, what else was it? A little bit of poultry seasoning I added, and some garlic salt, and I added some Mrs. Dash, you know, because he's Mr. not too much salt person. So, and just adding a little bit of thyme, like the thyme makes such a difference. Anyways, it's better now, but I had to do it when he wasn't here because he loves to cook, but he don't want me to interfere when he's cooking. And he gets grinchy, as I've told you before. So I added it while he was gone. And he's putting spaetzle, I don't know what it is. It's like a German potato-based noodle. That's what we're gonna put in about 20 minutes before we eat it. So homemade bread and fresh chicken noodle soup. And tomorrow I'm gonna make chicken salad out of the chicken because this was a big ass chicken. Like, it was the size of a turkey almost. That's what I mean. Must have been 15 years old because she tasted a little. Anyways, peace out, everybody. Have a great day. Might go live. Stay tuned. So what do we look for when it's bulk fermented? Okay, so a lot of people say you can't even look for doubling of the rise because sometimes that's overproofed. So what I more so look for is a really nice domed surface. And I mean, I want to probably get it to about here when it's rose, and a bunch of bubbles on the surface. And as you can see, there are bubbles forming on the surface already, but we also look for to the touch. Now I'm not going to use gloves. I just washed my hands, so chill out, everybody, because I want to be able to see that it's not going to stick to my fingers. So if you go like this, see how sticky it is still? That's not quite right. I want it to be less sticky than that. So I'm going to let it continue to rise for probably another hour or two, and have a look at it then. But that's what I'll be looking for, and then it's done and ready to shape and go in the bannetons, which I've shown you a million times. So this is the end of the video. It went way too long already. Peace out.